Hi and welcome to the webinar tonight. Just let me get a couple of things sorted out and we'll get going. My name's Douglas Peacock and welcome you to this masterclass. Right, so I've got a lot to get through. There's a lot of energy that's going to be moved tonight, so I want to keep going. I'm going to get started as people will just join us as they come on, and it'll be all fine. So again, my name's Douglas Peacock, and thank you for taking the time to join me tonight. My intention that I've set for you tonight is to give you insights into what may be blocking you from living in abundance and tools that help you to shift your focus so you can change your life to one of prosperity. You know, the media keeps letting us know and talking about how there's a growing gap between the rich and the poor. So what's causing this gap? You know, it's not education and it's not industry, because you think about it, you know, there's a lot of people that go to university and get a big education, a good education, and then they come and you know, they don't make a lot of money. And then there's a lot of people that get a good education and they make a lot of money. And there's a lot of people that are in all types of industries, because there's people that are plumbers that make a lot of money. There's people that are in real estate that make a lot of money. There's people that are in IT that make a lot of money. And then there's people that are in those industries that don't make a lot of money also. You know, you could have two plumbers that live next door to each other. One makes a lot of money and one doesn't. What's the difference? They're both selling the same product. They're both giving the same services. So what's actually really going on? And so it's not, we know it's not the industry, and we know it's not the education. What it actually is it's the frequency that the person is resonating at. So the frequency that you're resonating at is creating the income that you're making. You know, we're made up of energy, and energy flows through our beings constantly. Energy is constantly moving, and it's vibrating in just this great big ocean of consciousness. Now, this consciousness vibrates at an infinite number of different frequencies. So there's the light, the higher and the lighter frequencies, down to the really dense and heavy frequencies. And basically somewhere in amongst all those frequencies, what you will be experiencing is a certain vibration, and you'll be attracting things that align with that resonance. So so whatever your life you're experiencing today is the frequency that you've aligned with. It's not right and it's not wrong, it's just what it is. you know, and the way that you have attracted in that frequency is through your ideas, your beliefs, your behaviors, and the attitudes that you have. So if you're experiencing lack in any area of your life, then you'll have a pattern that is holding you in that frequency. So that's the experience that you get. And you know, one of the things that we get to look at here is how often do we hold ourselves in a certain pattern, and then we're wondering what the heck's going on, and we don't know how to change it. Yet when we begin to work out what's going on, we can then start attracting to us what we desire. So are you able to attract money easily? Or are you able to grab it? Or do you find it just keeps leaking out? And do you find that, you know, it just keeps leaking away and you're not being able to save or get ahead? You know, notice the thoughts that come up when I mentioned this. You know, what are the feelings that you've got in the body? And I really want you to tune in with your frequencies. I really want you to become aware, and as I'm talking to you tonight, there's a couple of things I want you to be really aware of is listen to what I'm saying, but be aware and allow the energy to penetrate into your being, because it's coming in at a frequency to help you make a shift so that you can raise your frequency to a higher vibration to actually achieve what you're after. So notice what thoughts and emotions that may come up when I talk about, you know, are you able to attract money in, or is it hard, or are you leaking it? And what we'll do is, what it does is actually starts to activate some of these areas where you may have a light block. So now you're on this call, and I know you're wanting to. So I know you're wanting to change some of the results you've been getting. So often you don't even know what you're really looking for, and that's what happens to all of us. We may not know what we're looking for. We just know there's something going on. I'm not getting the results I want. So, you know, what is it? And it drives us crazy. You know, it drives me nuts when I do certain things like that. So, but one of the things I do is I go in and I say, okay, what frequency is it? Where am I getting caught? So this is where I want to help you to be able to see where some of these unconscious blocks are putting a cap on your happiness and your potential, and they're robbing you and the world of your true unique gifts, what you have to offer to everyone else. So ask yourself, if money wasn't an issue, how would your life be different? Think of all the people that you could be helping and all the lives that you could be touching and making a difference to. The only thing stopping you doing that right now is the frequency and the blocks that you may have in your prosperity from being able to go out and do whatever you like. When you remove the blocks, your reality will shift. And the thing that happens when we shift our reality, our vibration changes to a higher frequency, which then gets us to see things differently, which then gets us to act differently, which gets us different results. And then what happens is the frequency of those that are around us, and we just got to be in the presence of our loved ones and our friends and things like that. And the way that we just are, adjust their frequency as well, and they'll either come with you and grow with you, or they will leave your reality. Because like they say, birds of a feather flock together. If you want to find people of a similar ilk, you'll tend to find them right in the same place. It's like golfers, they hang out at golf clubs, you know, go figure. Tennis players hang out at tennis clubs, you know, and because they're all of that similar frequency. The same happens when you start getting into your frequency of creating the prosperity you want in the flavor or the business that you're doing. So when you shift your vibrational frequency, new opportunities start to appear straight away. They just do. You know, it's as simple as committing to a decision. Now you think about it. In your life, you know, when you've committed to a decision and you say, yeah, I'm going to this, I'm going to go and do this, and I'm going to make it happen, and you really 100% commit, and you start taking action, opportunities that weren't there before all of a sudden start showing up. It's because your vibration and your frequency is now attracting them in, and your perception and how you're seeing shifts, and you're able to see them. So it's a lot about the energy and the frequency on what's going on. Now, for those that don't know me, that's a great picture of me there. That's just me. I'll give you a little bit of background on why I'm talking about frequencies and energy so much, and so you can understand where I come from, and then you and to be able to really give you a head about what's going on. Okay, so I'm originally from New Zealand. If you haven't picked it up from my accent already, I've lived in Australia for over 25 years. I used to be a plumber. I was brought up, I did my plumbing apprenticeship, had my own plumbing business, and I used to live in Western Australia. And in 1996, I actually collapsed on a building site. I was going through a tough time. I created an amazing thing for my business to have too many eggs in one basket, and that basket got dropped, so to speak. So I ended up with a omelette, so to speak, or a whole lot of broken eggs, and basically my plumbing business crashed. I had 6 guys working for me and basically lost everything overnight. At the time, I was married as well, and my wife also left within 2 months. So I basically, it was a changing time in my life. And before I got into this industry I am now, when I was plumbing, I knew how to do things one way, and that was by force. If it didn't go in, you used a bigger hammer, and you just belted the living daylights out of it. And you just, and that was my way of thinking. I was pretty Neanderthal in a way of going about it. But what happened this one day on a building site, I was there on my own, and I just wasn't feeling good. The stress of trying to get the business back up and going, trying to get back with my wife and all that sort of stuff. And the stress was just taking its pound. And basically what happened is I collapsed on the building site. And in me collapsing on the building site, there was no one there. And I lay there for about a couple of hours before I came to again. And when I came to, I could just see. And what I mean by see, I could just see energy. I could see energy around the trees, and when I looked at people, I could see energy streaming through them. I could see where blocks were when people would talk. Colours would light up in their energy field, and I could just see them, and a block would happen, I could just see it. It's just like anyone on this call here, I can actually tune into you, and I can just see the energy. And as I got to understand this, I thought, oh, geez, what's going on? My cheese has slipped off its cracker a wee bit here. So I went off and I went and saw a spiritual coach. So I didn't want to go see a psychologist because I didn't think I was nuts. That's what I thought about psychologists back then, and I don't believe that so much now. But so I went and saw a spiritual coach, and he explained to me what had happened and how I'd cracked open to be able to see on another level and to do things. And long story short, I became very, very talented in this area, and started seeing people started coming to me with terminal illnesses, and I was able to see where the illness was. Then I was able to shine the light, and then some of them were getting better, some died. I was actually, for part of my work, I was actually helping people pass over and go to the light. And I just love that because it's such a beautiful feeling, and you actually get to help another soul go home. But it's also so much better too when they heal. And so what happened is I got to travel around the world, and I went all over the world, studying energy medicine and studying energy, and also teaching and doing healings all over the world. And like I've seen people get over cancers. I've seen tumors shrink. I'm lucky enough to be working with a young boy at the moment where he's sort of like got dyslexia. He's in a special class because he finds it hard to study, to learn. And one of the things that's happening for him is we're shifting the energies in the brain and the connections that are going on, and his teacher doesn't know what's going on. I'm just working with the parents, and the changes over the last couple of weeks have been huge, and the teacher's going, wow, he's just really changing, what's going on? But they haven't told him, because we want to keep it, we want to do the work and get the results, and then say, yeah, this is what we do. But while I was in America, I saw a good boy get his eyesight back. I worked with the Undersecretary of State just after 9/11. I've seen all sorts of things going on. I work with multimillionaires, and they use me to read the energy on their businesses and what's going on, and that's basically how it works. So I understand the frequencies and how energy works, and that's a little bit about where we're going. But one of the things that I've found with a lot of people is they are trying to create more abundance and wealth in their life, or better relationships, and they've got these blocks in them. And so this is where I've gone into it. And one of the things, I'm going to go into a bit more later on, is there's 18 major blocks that are found in people's consciousness. And so one of the things that we do is we actually go in there, we actually start cleaning it out. So that's enough about me. That gives you a little bit of background where I come from. So you're going to find I do tend to talk a bit tradey. I still refer back to the plumbing days because, hey, that's just who I am. And I see things in plumbing's terms, so that's me. So the truth about money. Now, what you may or may not know, but the truth about money is it's nothing more than a currency that we trade with, and we accumulate and we build security with it. And in short, it is just an energy. When you look at money, it doesn't do anything. It's got no emotions. It's got no agendas. If you get a $20 note out there, you just got it there, it just lays there and does the $20 note thing. It just sits there. It doesn't, it doesn't go, hey, I'm $20, aren't I cool? It's just what it is. And so one of the things about it, with it, the energy, it doesn't, it's willing to be shared to anyone. You can give that money to anybody, they'll take it, and it'll go quite freely. And when you see people, you give them $100 or whatever, and they respond differently. The money doesn't change. It's the person and their emotions and their feelings and what they think about the money and they change, and they move up and down and whatever is going on for them. So we know that money isn't the problem. And it never has been. It's one of the things is just something that works. So if money hasn't got emotions or genders and it's willing to be shared by everyone, then how do we get blocks so that we don't allow it to flow to us? Because money will go to anybody, and if it's not coming to us, I go, damn, what's going on here? And so you look at it and you go, so for this, we need to look at, well, what's your prosperity? What is money and prosperity like for you currently? Is money easy to get? Is it hard to hang on to? Or do you only find it on credit cards? Or are you one of these people that money's a non-issue with you because you have an abundance of it, and it just flows to you and it just comes easily to and fro? And you may have another prosperity block in another area, but money could be easy for you. What is it for you? Because one of the things that I've found, for whatever reason you're on this call, I can tell you this. We've helped hundreds of clients who have struggled to manifest their cash, wealth, or the material things they've wanted. And one of the things that we've found is that what they really wanted was freedom. And they wanted the freedom to be able to give their kids a good education. They wanted to be able to go on those holidays. So it wasn't about the money, it was about what they wanted to do. They wanted to have this freedom to go and do, go on those luxury boats or buy that boat or have the cash to go and spend and shout their parents out on a holiday or buy a parents a house or, whatever they wanted to do, they just allowed, that's where they were at. So when it comes to money, one of the things that I recognize is I've been lucky enough, and when I say I've been lucky enough, I actually stayed with some very wealthy people in America. I have stayed at old, what's his handle, Gore's house. I didn't even know who the guy was when I was up there traveling. I met this guy, Gore, and he's running for president or whatever. I'm just doing a talk here, and I actually got to stay at his place. I stayed with these other people in LA, and I had my own chef and my own maid, and I stayed with them for 6 weeks. And I just did what I do. And so I've been blessed to stay with these amazingly wealthy people and experience the wealth. And one of the things that I noticed about all of them is they have a presence about them. They're generous yet wise with their money. And when it comes to money, they have a healthy respect for themselves and what money can be used for. So, some people, they think that money is the root of all evil, and unconsciously they repel it, and they actually don't allow themselves to come in. Because a lot of our blocks and what we're having here is it's our ability to receive It's not that it's the energy's not there, or the money's not there, the prosperity or abundance is not there. It's our ability to be able to receive. And it's because of blocks like, we think money's the root of all evil. They think money is bad to have. Remember, money's just energy. On the other hand, wealthy people think money is easy to get and they have a lot of it and they don't have an issue around it. They recognize it as just an energy which they have mastered, and they focus on the rest of their life of doing what they love. Mother Teresa had an amazing ability to get as much money as she wanted. You think, oh, geez, no, but she worked with all the poor people in over in India there, in Bombay or whatever it was. But one of the things that she did, that was her vehicle. If she wanted money, she could go to any government in the world and they would give her money. She could get a plane. She just go to any airline and they would give her a plane. There was never, ever a problem with her being able to have as much money as she wanted. It's just how she used it. Now, because she was doing what she loved most. So money, again, is just the effect. So the true cause of money, of your money situation, is from your energy and the prosperity programming that you have aligned with and believe in. The programming is reflected by your current reality that you are living now. The truth that I know in regards to manifesting anything, cash, money, more income, property, is basically a sum total of your energy frequency, of the vibration that's going on around you. Like in the picture there that you'll be seeing on your screen there, this is basically shows how energy shows up around. I actually see these grids around people, and if you see the dots on there, you can actually type in codes into them and you can actually change the frequencies. It's actually pretty cool, but it's me going off on a healing tangent. Your energy frequency is the patterns that make up your ideas, judgments, made up from your ideas, judgments, beliefs, and all these other frequencies, and they affect you making your decisions, which then affects you taking your actions. Imagine for a moment that you have an unrestricted flow, and this is what we all have. There's an unrestricted flow of infinite consciousness passing through our energy field at all times. We're made up of energy, and energy is constantly passing through of us. Now, because of our beliefs and patterns and our imprinting that we have, depending on your frequency, you either stop the energy flowing in, the abundance flowing into you, or you'll deflect it out, or you allow it to flow in and allow yourself to receive, depending on what your beliefs are around it. So the question that you need to ask yourself here is, do you close the door to your prosperity that is within you? Or do you kick it open and allow it to flow in and allow yourself to receive the good that you desire? One of the big things that people do is they set out a desire to go and attract a certain amount of money or attract something in their life. But one of the things is they don't expect to get it. And so the universe is trying to give it to you, but you got to close the door that you don't expect to get it. You've got to kick this door open and go, woohoo, baby, let it come in and let's have it. So you have an energetic set point in regards to the prosperity in your life. The set point reflects in your reality through the silent unconscious barriers that you have taken on. From behind the scenes, family, religion, society, they all sabotage your efforts to become prosperous. Think about it. Did you ever hear your parents complaining about money? When you're a kid, did you ever hear it? I know I sure did. Or did you hear people complaining about the government, all its support that that it only supports the wealthy instead of the masses? Geez, you just got to turn on the TV and you hear all that negative garbage about how it's all wrong and blame, shame, justification. So have you, and then you just look at church. Have you ever heard them say at church or a version of the rich will pay for their sins? This is again going into the control and the pushing down and going into the lack scarcity mode. No doubt you've heard the phrase that money is the root of all evil, and maybe your parents said working hard is the key to your to success. You know, these things sound insignificant, right? They sound like, well, yeah, you hear that, but you don't take it on or whatever. But, you know, if you throw enough mud on you know, you ever had mum's sheets hanging up on the clothesline and you throw dirt on them? Yeah, bit of dirt sticks. Yeah, mum doesn't always get that impressed. I know she didn't when I was a little fella. So, you know, one of the things that, you know, you hear these things and you think they're insignificant, but some of it runs in. You know, I've got a little 7-year-old son, and just the other day he said something to me, and wow, I'd said something off the cuff, and he'd taken it in. He'd grabbed onto it. And he's only 7 years old, so he's at the end of the imprint period. So, you know, you've got to be careful of what you're saying and what gets said and what you picked up when you were younger. So, you know, it may not seem like a very significant, but we grab onto them and they go into our subconscious mind, and these things begin to start causing our prosperity blocks. So, told you I was a plumber, so here's some plumbing stuff for you. You know what these blocks are? They start off like little hair roots, and they get in the drain. If you look at the one on the left, you just see that little root there. That's how they start off. And you see in 10 months' time, look what it's done. So imagine I bet you are older than 10 months old. So, you know, what's it done for you? How have these blocks and that's how they become in your energy field. So one of the things is, you know, they grow and catch other bits of crap and gets other beliefs, and they all just stack on each other. And before we know, we find ourselves getting blocked. So one of the things that we need to look at here, and I know what it's like to have a blocked up drain and a backed up drain. It's not pleasant. So let's be honest here. Do you love money, or are you afraid of it? When you think about money, do you love it? And if you get, oh yeah, I love it. What's your emotions telling you? Do you feel a bit funny, or do you feel, no, it's good, yeah, okay? Or are you afraid of it? Are you afraid of having too much money and you may, well, geez, I don't know what to do with it, or what's gonna go on? Or do you have debt, or do you wake up stressed about money? Do you miss opportunities because you fear money? You know, someone got an opportunity and they want you to, you know, put some money forward towards it, or some time or whatever, and I don't know whether this is a good idea. And quite often all that is you haven't got enough of the information. If you're a little bit scared, or if you're fearful about being abundant and prosperity, you'll hold yourself back from allowing yourself to see the opportunity and go for it, because you'll sabotage yourself. You know, or is this more like you? Do you work 80 hours a week to 100 hours a week and feel that you're not getting anywhere? You're doing the yards, you're told, you know, you got that belief that you have to work hard and you're doing the hard yards, but you don't seem to be getting anywhere. You're not getting, don't feel like you're getting ahead. If you're associated with any of these, you are basically sabotaging yourself. Don't worry, it's okay. We'll get to it. You know, even having one prosperity block is enough to derail your life. I've seen it in clients where they've been taken way off track because they've had a prosperity block, had a block inside of them, and it's been taking them away from their life path. And I don't want this for you. I want to, you know, to be able to get to see this and see this energy and go, wow, there is something that we can do about it. I don't have to put up with it. Here's an example of what I mean. You know, you have the belief that you have to work hard. So you work 60 hours a week, 60, 80 hours a week, and you get, you know, you get totally fried, you get stressed out, you become a little angry meme, so to speak, and you get all fired up, and you're short, and then your kids don't see you, and then your partner doesn't see you, and then, you know, if you keep that stress level up, you do something like what I did. You collapse on a building site like I did, or you may end up in the hospital, or worse. You may end up in the blimmin' little box, getting either cooked or put in the ground. You know, the thing is, if you just keep pushing along with your head down and trying to force it, and not allowing yourself to step into the flow with the universe, then you'll create something like that. Or if you may not go into the hospital or die, but your partner may leave. She may go and start hanging out, or he may go and start hanging out with someone that's around. You know, and that kind of sucks too. You know, if you leave these prosperity unchecked, what's it going to create? You know, what's it going to create for you? Most people have multiple prosperity blocks, and here's a few of the common ones. I believe that money's the root of evil. We've covered that one basically, which energetically what it creates the pattern of, I don't want money because I want to be a good person. So what you are is you've got one hand holding out, oh, give me some more money, and the other hand's pushing out forward, pushing it away, saying, no, don't give it to me because I want to be a good person. So what happens is you keep flicking and topping and turning. So you feel the denseness of the energy block here, and what it does is it starts blocking in your body, and you wonder why you can't move forward. Another one is, I don't deserve it. I don't deserve money, or I'm not worthy. You carry a belief that you can't have it, so you repel opportunities and money away from you. A good one here, a big one that we tend to have, and this is so common. This one here is so common. You know, people ask, they're always asking the universe, and the universe is so loving and kind. We always get what we ask for. You know, we just got to watch what our questions are. You know, and they ask the question, why am I so broke? Or why am I always in debt? Or why do I always sabotage myself? Now, the universe is loving and supporting and helpful, and it keeps showing you why you're so broke. You know, it's like this girl here sitting in the middle of the road. You know, why am I going to get run over? You know, why is no one stopping? Why aren't I getting anywhere? Why aren't I moving along the road? You know, be aware of the questions that you're asking. If you're asking why you're always so broke, then you'll probably find that you keep getting shown why you're so broke. So pay attention. Now, a way that you pay attention, you know, some of you may have created vision boards of what you want to create. You know, you will watch The Secret and say, oh, I've got to create a vision board and I've got to visualize it in my mind, and you've got to do all that sort of stuff. So you create a vision board, you set your intent, and then bam, everything starts going wrong. You go, what the hell's going on? I know what I want. This is where I want to go. And all of a sudden, I get more bills than I've had before, and the car breaks down, and this is going wrong. And you know, what the hell's going on here? Well, what it is, these are just the prosperity blocks starting to show themselves. These are the areas where you don't believe that you deserve it, or you don't think that you can attract in what you want. So what they're doing is the prosperity blocks are coming to the surface for you to be able to clear out and pay attention to them and get them out of there, so that you can move forward and move to that higher frequency. Because when you get your vision board or your visualization, and you're trying to get yourself to that new higher frequency, you can't take the heavy, denser frequency with you. You have to allow yourself to lighten up, so to speak. It's a bit like a hot air balloon. As it's going up, they turn the gas on, but they keep all the pegs stuck into the ground. It finds it hard to rise. You've got to cut the ropes and let some of the crap go, so that you can move and go to the higher levels, so you can see from better. You know, I want to show you how to find these blocks, so you don't have to go through all that struggle and all that sort of stuff. Your natural state of being is to being prosperous and abundant. You know, so it's clear these blocks. And so you have the option to allow yourself to live a prosperous and happy life. So are you treating your job as a source of income, or your job is something that you choose, and do you create value? You know, I had a client come and work with me a few years ago, and some of you guys may know the movies here. And what this guy did, his name's Keir, and he's a rigger, and he does all the stunt, does all the wiring and that so they can do all the stunts in the movies. And he worked on The Matrix. He worked on Casino Royale, the Bond film, and he was the coordinator that did the Fury Road. He was the one that it all came back to. He is the one making sure that all these guys were safe doing all these stunts. And, you know, he come to me and he says, hey, Doug, you know, I don't think that, you know, I'm living my purpose. I don't think I'm doing the right thing because I'm not helping people. And I said to him, Keir, do you realize how much pleasure people get by going to the movies and being able to go into fantasies and how these people are doing this amazing tricks and all that stuff because of what you do? And he had to get his head around because he was getting tired and he didn't think his work was, that was of that much service. And I said, man, what you do is so amazing. And we worked for him, and he cleared the blocks that he had there. And then I was over at his place one day, and he said, the phone rings. It's blooming Ron Howard from America. And you go, bloody hell, mate. How many people get called by Ron Howard? And he said, oh, that's just normal now, Doug. And he cleared the block, and all of a sudden he's got more work than he needs. Last year he was the one that did all the rigging for the cameras on the Super Bowl in America. And this guy lives here just on the Gold Coast. He's one of the nicest guys you can meet, but he knows how this stuff works. He cleared his blocks, and all of a sudden he's creating what he wants in his life. So think about your job. Does it add value? Does it add value to your life, and does it energize you? Or do you feel depleted and drained? With Kia, he was feeling depleted and drained, but we shifted him to his perspective so he could see what he was creating, and all of a sudden he's so much more energized. Yeah, he gets tired because he worked blooming long hours, but and because that's just the movie industry, but then he gets so much pleasure out and gets paid very well for it. It's your livelihood. You chuck your energy into what you do, and for some of you, it doesn't give you any energy back. So you come up with the story that and if you're in a job that is just draining and you don't want to be there, you're probably going to be running a story that I have to do this job because it pays the bills, or I can't get a better job. And that's just a story you're telling yourself, because when one of the things that happens with the energy and abundance, and when we're in flow, when we create an opening, one door will close, another will open. Now we create our reality. So, if you're finding yourself blocked and you're getting drained in your energy, it's a prosperity block that's holding you back. So let's look at where your frequency is now, where your frequency can be. Now on a scale, and this is some stuff that I've studied, and basically on the frequencies on what happens. Now, on a scale of 0 to 1,000, 0 is dense, just about no light in it, where 1,000 is the, it's up where JC, Buddha, when I say JC, I mean Jesus Christ, Buddha, God, Krishna, Allah, whatever your flavor you want to choose there, you can put it up there, I don't really care. But up around 1,000, the frequency of 1,000, that's the resonance of that ultimate consciousness. Now, what we look at here is we aim, and what we're aiming to do is to get up around about the frequency of 500, which is the energy of love. And the energy of love, if you're getting your frequency to the energy of love of 500 or above, and just a little tip on the side here, another quick little tip. The energy of joy is the healing frequency. So if you want to heal your life, you find joy in what you're doing. And when you've got that joy in it, you'll find that it lightens up and everything heals. And this is just an energetic frequency, and that's around 600 to 750. So when you're getting into that frequency, you go into the natural states of healing. So but getting back to this in 500, the energy of love, when you're at that frequency of love or above, you are open to the flow of opportunities. Now most people, and this is a common thing from the research that they've done, society hovers around at about 200. 250 is courage, and what you want to be getting your frequency at least, when people are down in the lower frequencies, is at 250, because then you start getting the upward movement. Now, if your frequencies are, and you're experiencing brother anger, anger, shame, blame, grief, anxiety, you're down in the lower energy. Shame is one of the lowest. Shames are only about resonating around between 20 and 50. And it's such a dense, heavy energy that you find it hard to attract anything in, because you are moving it. It'll be like wading through mud. So you imagine swimming through a swamp that's really heavy, or you'll be in the energies of anxiety, grief, blame, shame, anger. That's where you'll be hanging out there. It'll be like trying to swim, in the Olympic Games, except through a swamp and just mud in that. And then the guys that are up above 500 and above they're up in that nice, clean, clear water that they can just power through. And so this is where you look at, well, hold on, where are my thoughts and my emotions most days? Am I staying up above? Am I staying at least at courage and above, or am I trying to stay in a space of love? And when I say staying in a space of love, you don't just think love in your head, oh, love, 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 love. You actually go into your heart and you actually allow yourself to be in the experience of love in your heart. You know, I did an exercise on myself not long ago of I just wanted to be joy. And I sat in joy in my heart, and I'm sitting in joy. And about 2 weeks later, I shorted myself out because a whole lot of stuff came up because I was resonating at this higher frequency. A whole lot of stuff let go, and I had to clear it out because I was raising my whole vibration up to a higher resonance. And what happens is, so you are aware of what comes up. And what I said to you before, when you raise your vibration, if you set a goal to go for something, stuff will rise. So I want to live in joy, so I've got to have stuff coming out, and it just releases, and it's no big deal. It's not actually that comfortable, some of it, when it releases, but I realize it's just the old blocks that are in the way, and once I let go of them, then I'm able to move forward. And you can do the same. It's not hard. You don't have to hang on to it. Okay, the energy's starting to pick up because I'm getting hot. Okay. So basically what I want you to do, you know, the thing that holds us down is these unconscious beliefs that are blocking you and sabotaging you from you allowing this higher flow. And that's all that ever comes up to be released when you're moving. So when you hold the money frequency of love and above, what it does is it changes your experience. So if you can see yourself and just be in love and money. And the first way that I first started doing it, and there's a good tip here, is I was in the energy of love with money. And then what happens is you're then able to move the separation from you and the money, and money, you see money just as a frequency, and you resonate at that frequency. But you can start off by just being in the energy of love with money, with abundance, with prosperity. When you're in the frequency of that, the energy will do the work. You don't got to do anything. The energy does the work, and it'll pop it up for you. So I wanted to find out what was going on. So this is, you know, I did a lot of work on myself, and what was going on, and I wanted to find these blocks, what's actually going on here, so that I can help, you know, change my life. And what became apparent to me was the desire to help people and speed things up for them. Because I didn't want anyone to have to take the long road like I did. So, well, geez, if I can help you, then, hey, do this. And so this is where I recognize there are 18 major prosperity blocks holding people back from living a life of prosperity. You know, the beliefs of money root of evil, and a big one for a lot of our spiritual people out there. Hey, put my hand up. I sat on my cloud for a while. You know, I'm spiritual. I just need to connect with source and abundance will flow. And I kept looking down the back of the couch for some change, and it just wasn't coming. So, you know, I do joke with that a wee bit, because when I want to do and when I attract more in, the first thing I do is I meditate, because I know I must see it internally first. Whenever you create anything in your life, you will get the picture first in your mind, you visualize it, then you create it. And there is that. So there is the thing there. But what I found with a lot of spiritual people that I was hanging out with, is they weren't taking the action on the second part. They were being able to visualize it and things like that, but they weren't taking any action. It's like sitting at the bottom of the hill, trying to visualize yourself at the top of the hill, but you don't get up and walk up it. You know, how the heck you got to hover up there? And, you know, hey, some people do, but, you know, most of us, we got to walk or get a ride somehow. So remember, money's just energy. You know, do you believe rich people are evil? No, not. They're just in alignment with the flow. Do you believe rich people only care about money? No, so some of the most kindest, caring people. Look at Oprah Winfrey, how much money she gives away. Look at old Bill Gates, how much money he gives away. Got a shite load of money, and he was able then to pass it out and share it to the ones that were needing, and he's helping so many people. You know, do you have a fear like people only like me because I have money, or I can't make money quickly enough? So you hold yourself back and you block yourself. Know that you can change rapidly by changing your beliefs and the stories that you've been carrying around you. And I want to help you shift these by using certain tools and techniques. And you're going to get a taste of it tonight of what it's actually like. Do you believe people have to struggle? You know, this is a common belief that people think, oh, you've got to struggle. Well, no, you don't. Life wasn't meant to be a struggle. You know, it's just not meant to be a struggle. Life's meant to be just a game of fun and joy, and you know, and so if you find you're struggling, you'll be out of sync and out of alignment with your true natural ability. You know, do you have limits on what you can earn? You know, do you hold yourself back saying, well, I couldn't earn that? And most of us have a ceiling. You know, I get paid for being me. Everything in my life lovingly profits me in some way, you know, and sometimes it's just being able to touch, you know, like working with this young boy and watching him go from a boy that was so timid to do anything to all of a sudden be telling his dad off and getting into all sorts of mischief. It's just so beautiful. You know, and there's so much more rewarding. Another way of getting lovingly rewarded in my work is when I saw this boy get his eyesight back. It's just like, damn, I don't know what the hell happened. Energetically, we moved what we needed to do, and I could see what was blocked. When we cleared the block and his eyesight came back to 20/20 vision, it was no amount of money can touch that. So I was rewarded in so many ways, you know, and I'm willing to work hard and you know, work and do what I do, but it's not hard work. I just love what I do. So that's just like tonight. I just love what I do. It's very profitable for you to remove these blocks, you know, and if you allow yourself to move your blocks, you're just allowing yourself to be you and express the joy that comes out of you. But it's not something that can always be done alone. And because even if you know what your block is, many of us say, oh, I know what the block is. I've worked on that. I've worked on that belief. I've worked on that idea that's holding me back. And you know what I'll say to you is, yeah, but if I can see it in your energy field, it's still there. I wouldn't be intuitively showing it unless it was still there. So yes, you've cleared a lot of the crap off it, but if it's still catching you, it's still there. You haven't got the core root out. And that's what we need to get out. It's about clearing the root cause out and allowing yourself to move to that higher frequency. Let me get in there and see the frequency and ask the right questions where the stuff is at. And then let me energize your field, and you're going to experience this tonight, with the right frequency to release it for you permanently. You know, so what I'll do is I'll use my gifts to be able to help tap into your field so we can open it up. Now, using the knowledge and experience of all the blocks I know, and they come at many weird angles. You know, it's like you're calling a plumber to fix the drain because it's blocked, and you know, they say, how much does it cost? They say $1,000, and you go, what? You only went under there and you tapped the pipe, and they says, yeah, it's only $100 for me coming and tapping the pipe, but you're paying $900 for me knowing where to tap. And that's a bit about, you know, what happens here. It's you can go and try and do it yourself, but you may be looking at the right thing, but you just haven't quite got the angle right, or you haven't said the one piece or pulled the one straw out that lets it all collapse and let go. And it's just for years. You know, I've been doing this for 20 years. And when you get it and when you get to see it, you go, wow, it just happened so fast. Because one of the things that energy does is it jumps dimensions. If you can't see it jumping dimension from the emotional to the mental out of the morphic level and coming back and scooting around, because it's tricky little buggers. They don't want to, you know, those old blocks don't want to go. They've set up houses. It's a bit like cockroaches, you know, they don't want to go. They're living in your house and they don't want to get out. So you just go, well, hey. So what we need to do is find out where the root is and just allow yourself to get it out. The positive, and one of the things that we then do is we layer in a positive belief on top of it, because I don't want you walking around focusing on your negative stuff. You've got to be focusing on where you're going. And so what we've done is we put this program together with these 18 blocks for you to be able to get it. And one of the things is, have you ever heard of the Maharishi effect, you know, where the power of meditation, where a whole lot of people meditated in these cities and they were able to drop the crime rate down in the times that these guys were meditating, because it had an effect, because we all affect our frequency that comes off us affects what's around us. So when we do it in a mass group, what happens is it affects the city. You know, there's a equation on how few people, you know, it's only something like 100 people need to shift their consciousness to shift like 1 million people's worth of consciousness. There's a tipping point, and this is where what I'm looking to do is get individuals to shift their consciousness so that the whole consciousness of the planet can begin to start rising. And so this is where we're all about. So what we're going to do now is I'm going to actually set you up really for the energy. We're at the energy clearing session stage here now. So one of the things I'm going to do is I just want to set the framework up, and then we're going to go and then we're going to clear a few of these blocks. Okay, so this is a bit, you know, this is a, you know, really powerful process, and most healers around the world would not share the secret, but I know how powerful it is. I know how it can really assist people, and I want to get it out there. And I believe it's an abundant universe, so when I pass it on, I know it gets passed on out to everyone, and I will gain more information. You know, something that Ram Dass, and for those of you that don't know Ram Dass, he was a psychologist in America in the 60s, and he went into India and he met his guru and came back. And what Ram Dass said to me once, he says, Doug, you know, don't ever hold on to your information. Allow yourself to share it. If you hold on to it and you get caught up in trying to be a healer, you will crystallize. He says, you know, meditators don't want to become a meditator. Meditation is the pathway, is the tool they use to become free. You don't want to become a meditator, you want to become free. And it's the same as healing. I don't want to become a healer, I want to become free. It's the same as you with your prosperity, you know, and this is why I share this information with you, is you don't want to become, oh, I just have money. You want to be able to become free so that you can give so much of yourself to everyone. You know, so first off, I'm going to run through what we're going to do, and then we're going to get into it. So the first thing that you need to know is most blocks occur at the imprint period, and the imprint period is from 0 to 7 or 0 to 10. You know, 10, yeah, you still starting to get to the end of it. You can have worked on these things on many different levels, but the root programming, it's like weeds in the garden. If you don't get the little seeds out, then they'll just regrow and come back again. So as a baby, you're trying to learn, you know, just think about it. Well, here we are as little babies, and we're trying to learn how to be a people. So we're laying there, we're gooing, we're garring, and we're, you know, we know when we goo and do a smiley face, everyone goes, oh, isn't that cute, and get all this love. But as we start growing up, you know, we get the old crack on the bum, and, you know, we get told off with this, that, and, you know, you get all these things said, and what you learn to do is to fit in with what mum and dad and your society beliefs are, so that you can get the love. And so you start mimicking what they do. So, you know, you do what mum and dad ask you to do, and you keep them happy, you keep mum and dad happy, and hey, life's pretty good. If mum and dad are cranky, not so good. You know, and if mum and dad, and one of the things that you're always in their environment, so if you see mum and dad struggling, you take on that frequency and you duplicate it. So just later on in life, it becomes an unconscious programming for you. Got this block, and then you imagine if you had wires going through you, you've gone and got the red wire and you've plugged it in. That yep, I must struggle, and so that's just got plugged in there. There's all these loose wires are hanging there. There's a wire right beside it. Everything comes easy for you, but you saw mum and dad had the red one plugged in, so you plugged the red wire in because that's all you knew. You didn't realize the blue one made the life that was easy, and everything just came to you effortlessly. Then you just go around and you see some other people out there, and they come from a wealthy family, and they believe money's easy to come by, and they plug the blue wire in. You know, and it's sort of like that. It's not quite, but, you know, the thing that I want you to get is we take on the beliefs and we start being like our parents. So if mum and dad argued about money and things like that, one of the things that you'll tend to do is you argue about money too. And quite often it starts off you arguing with yourself. Go buy that. No, I can't buy that because of this. I'll go buy that. Oh, and you have an argument, and you see it around the place, and I just giggle because I can see what's going on. And then you'll get a girlfriend or a boyfriend or whatever, and you argue with them about money. And then if they're not around, then you'll tend to start arguing with the police or anybody, clients, whatever. And you look at it, and I know it sounds a bit silly, but it's quite common, and people do it all the time. Now, I'm going to ask you some questions here, and I want you to use your intuition. And for those of you that are not don't think you can trust your intuition, don't worry. I'm going to juice the energy up so that it can be really amped up, and it'll come in better for you. And what it is, the intuition tends to be what pops into your head first. Now, a way of testing the intuition, when it's true intuition, will tend to be a light feeling. If it's a lie and a dense feeling, it'll tend to be the mind telling you a pork pie. But it'll be just go. What I want you to do is I'm setting a strong intention that you'll just get the first number that pops into your head. So I'm going to ask you some questions about when you took these beliefs on and things like that, and it'll be the first number that pops into your head, and you're going to have to just write it down. And just write it down so you can keep an idea on what's going on. Okay, so I'm going to do that. So I'll be like, okay, at what age did you, there's a question like this, what age did you think XYZ happened to you? And you'll go, oh God, I don't know, whenever. And you'll go, oh no, and then this little number just pops in, 6. Okay, I'll write down 6. Because it's the intuition telling you what's going on. And so what you need to do there is allow yourself to trust that your intuition is giving you the right answer, okay? So now then, allow yourselves to take a drink. Have a drink of water, allow yourselves to relax. I just want you to close your eyes for a minute. I'm just going to juice you up. So just allow yourself to close your eyes. And I want you to imagine above your head. That's it, let go of the Chinese food, that's it, there, just let it go. Just allow it, look above your head, and you may see like a beautiful golden light or a golden cloud or an empty, or if you can't see it, just imagine that there's a beautiful cloud above you. That's it there, about 300 feet above your body, and just allow the energy to go up. Imagine the funnel coming out of the top of your head, out of the crown of your head, going up, and it's going up into that cloud. Now this is the energy of love and above. This is tapping into the frequency of love and above. So as you allow your funnel to go up, just keep going up, keep going, keep going. Some of you guys are putting a little bloody garden hose up. Make it a big hose. Get a big 100 mil hose, pipe. Get a 10 centimetre. Imagine 10 centimetre coming out of the top of your head. Don't use a little garden hose. How's that going to fill you up with love and joy? That's it. Go on, open up. There you go. Good. As you allow yourself. That's it. There. Good. Now push it right up into it. Don't just touch it on the edge. Let's get right up. I want to go push up around. Don't just go 500. Try 6, 7. That's it. Yep. Yeah. That's it. There. Push right up there. That's it. Beautiful. And as you're allowing yourself to connect to that energy there, just allow it to begin to start flooding down. As it starts flooding down, it comes into your head, starting to cool the mind, allowing it to release on all levels, just allowing those old, niggly old thoughts that have been going on, and doubt and judgment and all that sort of garbage, just allowing that to wash away, allowing the energy to come down into the third eye so you're being able to see with more knowingness, allowing it to come into your physical eyes and allowing it to clear the stress and the strain, allowing yourself to be seeing easier as it moves further down in the mind and down into the ears, allowing it to clear so you can hear clearly and easily the information from your intuition. That's it. There's it, moving down into the jaw, releasing the tension and the anger or the stress that you may have had for the day. Moving down into the throat and just allowing yourself to clear and wash away anywhere that you haven't been willing to speak or hear your truth, or allow your creativity to be spoken and flow. As the energy flows down on your shoulders, just allow it to release any of the stress and tension of the day, any of the burdens you've been carrying. And it goes down further and into the chest, down through into the lungs, so you can then take in a breath of fresh air, breathing this light through. As you breathe in and breathe out, just see this beautiful love energy just going out, and you're breathing and bringing it into your heart and just allowing it to take away some of those barbs and leather jacket that you have around your heart for protection, as the energy flows down through your torso, releasing anywhere in the stomach where you've been struggling to stomach what's going on in your life, down into the hips, breaking away where you've been having trouble moving forward and stepping into stuff. As it goes down further into the legs and knees, allowing yourself to just open up to be able to be humble. The energy passes down through your feet and goes into the ground. As it goes into the ground, just allowing it to go down deeper into the ground. Just keep allowing it to go down deeper into the ground. As it goes down, or to go down to the center of the earth, keep going down, allowing the roots to go all the way down to the center of the earth and catching around the big rocks down there that are rolling. That's it, just allowing it to get there, and it'll pull you down in the butt. You'll feel the energy pull you down in the butt. So it's like pulling you into your body. What this does is it keeps you in your body so you can make sure that you get the shift. Because what happens for a lot of people is they get out of their body because they don't want to feel it in their body. And so then the shift doesn't happen as well. But you need to get it on the physical level as well as the mental and the emotional and the energetic level. So we get it down there and allowing that beautiful light from the center of Mother Earth begin to start flowing the energy back up through your legs and starting to fill you up. So you've got this beautiful divine energy coming from up above, coming down through, and now Mother Earth energy coming up, and the two energies are mixing. And if you know about anything about gas and, your gas hot plate or your barbecue, you mix the oxygen and the gas together, you get a good combustion. So it's mixing better, and as the Mother Earth energy comes up, it'll tend to push you out. It'll fill you up, all the wrinkles and, little parts of you that need to be pushed out a bit more, expand you out. That's it there, good. And then now what I want you to do is just bring your attention to the center of your chest. And I want you to see that beautiful light. That you may see like a golden light inside, or it may go a bit further and you see, that light there. Yes, that there. Good. That's your sparker. Okay, so let's just allow the energy to light. And what I want you to do, and imagine just like turning the gas, the sparker on the barbecue or on the hot plate, and just let the spark go off, and just allow yourself to ignite and allow that. That's it there. Good. Keep going. Just allow to keep the energy flowing through from above and up. That's it. Don't worry, you're not going to explode. Just allow the. That's it. There you go. Good. That's it. Good. Just let the energy build. And what we're going to do, just allow it to expand out to 1 meter outside of you, out to 10 meters. Out to 50 meters outside of you. So you're really starting to get expansive. You may start feeling lighter, like you're starting to separate. What we're doing is we're moving the density of the energy. We're moving the frequencies out denser, out wider, so we can get right in there. And we're going out to 50 to 100 meters, out to the edge of your city, out to the edge of the country, and out to the edge of the world. Right in there, universe. Yeah, there you go. There's something there. Good. Now just allow yourself to float there. Beautiful. And just allowing those connections to be made on the conscious level, the unconscious level, the soul level. Just asking for any connections where anyone needs to ground a little bit more, please. There's a couple of you that are lifting off a bit. I just want to allow the grounding energy to come in. Don't worry, you're going to get a bit of a help here. We're just pulling the energy back in a bit more. Thank you. Just allowing it to come in. Thank you. Just allowing that energy to come in there. Beautiful. As the energy starting to connect there on all levels, all lifetimes, all bodies. Thank you. Good. We're going to start going ahead here. Now that you've lit up and you're ready to go, I'm just going to ask them to amplify the ability for you to be able to hear your intuition. So just turning up the frequency so that your intuition, there we go, it's flowing nice and clearly. Good. Now just allow yourself to be safe there. Now what I want you to do is I want you to think about your last 5 years. And I want you to write down the salary that you earned each year for the last 5 years. Maybe something like 50,000. Then I earned 70,000. Then I had a really good year, got 100,000. Then I got, say, like 30,000. And just write it down over the last 5 years, and then add them together. So if you got 50, 3 years of 50, that's 150, and then you got 2 years of 100. So you end up with 250, 350 is your total. Then I want you to divide it by 5. So if you had a total of, say, 400,000, and you divided that by 5, you end up with 75,000. And that's your income set level. That's how much you believe you can earn. And what it'll do is it'll be a cap. Whatever your number is will be the cap on how much you think you can earn. We had a client that came to us, and they were working in a business, and they were making like 50,000 a year, and they opening up another business, and they wanted to make 50,000 out of that business. Guess what happened? they every time that their new business started opening up in the place where they were working, they started getting less hours. So they'd make a little bit of money in their own business, and they'd get less hours in the job that they had. So their salary would go down in one as it came up in the other, because they had a set point. I've got another person I work with, and he's making like $500,000 a year, and he's wanting to transition from one business to another. So what we're doing is, right, your set point of what you believe you can earn is $500,000 a year. So we need to make sure that we're getting you adjusted, and we need to adjust your ceiling level so that you can bring your salary up. And it's just an energy thing that when you clear the doubt and the belief in that, there, one of the things that is the set level will come up. I'll tell you something very personal about me. A couple of years ago, we were going really well, and then my father passed away, and I got an inheritance. And that year I got the inheritance, I got very ill, and this only like last year, and I nearly died, and I didn't work for the year. Funny thing is, if I look at the inheritance, the money that I got from the inheritance and I did the same exercise, it evened out to my set point. I went, oh, bugger. So I ruined all that beautiful extra income I got in, but I actually had a year off work, so hey, it wasn't that bad. So this is how it plays out. You will unconsciously set yourself up to do that. So anyway, there you are. So I've got your set point there. So this is your actual limit. So now what we're going to do is we need to find out, at what age did you create this set point? Okay, now remember, this will be from the imprint period now, and you may not have thought at 2 years old that I'm only going to be able to earn X, Y, Z, but what you would have done is aligned with an energy that you believe you were worthy of. So it may not, like you think, well, how can I get, so I'm going to ask you in a moment. But the thing to look at here is, oh, geez, I wouldn't have known how much I wanted to earn at the age of 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever. But there's a frequency of your worthiness that you believe you're allowed. And that's where it would have first started. And you're going, oh, I get this. Okay, so what I want you to do is I want you to ask go inside and ask your unconscious, ask your intuition, or what age was the age that I made the set point on how much money I could earn? You know, 6, 7, 4, 3, 2. Cool. And just allow yourself to write that down. Now, when you get that amount of money and you have this amount of money come in, do you save any or do you spend it all? At the moment, if you're looking at what's going on in your life now, are you saving any, or are you living above your means and so you're living on credit cards, or are you able to save it, or do you spend it all? Again, that's another set point. So I want you to go inside and I want you to ask, at what age did I take this on, that I was going to spend all my money, or I was going to save some of it, and doing the pattern that you're doing now? What age did you decide that? It may be the same age, it may be a different age. Again, it's another set of worthiness. Good. So now I want you to get the first one that you had there, or what age you decided to, and I want you to ask the question, did you take that belief on from your mum, your dad, yourself, or someone else? So that first number you got, which was the one where, what age did you get there, make that set point? Did you take it on from your mum, your dad, yourself, or someone else? Just let your intuition tell you. Whoa, yeah, there you go, yeah. And if you know who that someone else were, the ones that got someone else, just allow yourself to write it down. Yep, good. And for the second one, at what age did you take that belief on from your mum, your dad, yourself, or someone else? Just write it down. So you may find you've got a couple of little different things there. It doesn't matter. The thing that I can see them there, nice and clear. You got all your little nuts there. I can see them all. Those little black spots are already lighting up in your field. You may already be starting to feel them starting to irritate you a little bit in your field. I'm just asking them to turn the energy up to start amplifying you. You see these little cores, and they're starting to burn in good. So they're doing what they're meant to be doing. So just allow yourself to trust. And now here we go. We're going to start moving a wee bit faster now. We're starting to really move the energy. Okay, so here's the tool that we're going to use. I want you to imagine the light coming from this higher frequency is going to start dissolving this belief, this idea of where you took it on at that age. And I want you to allow it to start lighting up in your body. It's like a little, you've highlighted it in your body by getting told the intuition of age. What this does is it activates it. And as we start activating it, we're just allowing it to start catching on fire, just allowing it to release on all levels, all lifetimes of bodies, please, allowing it to go in deeper. And I want you to amplify the energy, keep amplifying the energy. Could you turn the energy up, please, guys? Thank you. When I'm saying guys, I'm talking about the beings and your helpers and all that sort of stuff. Just allowing the energy to turn up, and as you allow it to start turning up, good. That's it. And you may feel heavy in a part of your body. No, that's totally fine. Just allowing it, the energy to turn up. Notice that where it's catching on. That's it there. Good. And just allowing it to ignite. As we're clearing in that, yes, there. Good. There's a big core coming out. Good. Now allow that core to catch up. Allow it to catch on fire. Allowing it to start catching on fire. We start igniting it on all levels, all lifetimes, or bodies, please. That's it. Just allow this big core to start coming out. Beautiful. As we're allowing it to be released out through your energy field on all levels, all lifetimes, or bodies, just allowing it to be released, opening it up. Yes. Allowing it to be cleared and transmuted across all time, all dimensions, on all levels, lifetimes, and bodies, clearing on the conscious level, the unconscious level, the consciousness level. Just that's it there. Beautiful. Just keep allowing it going. Allowing it to clear on the emotional body, the mental body, the physical body, the morphic body, the soul body. That's it there. Good. It's starting to break up. Just allowing the energy to break up as we keep allowing the light to going in deeper. We're just going to keep penetrating in. We're just going to be sending some more energy in deeper, allowing it to open up and allowing yourself to release that on all levels. I clear and dissolve and transcend this belief on where I created this set point, limiting my prosperity and joy in my life. I clear and dissolve and transcend it through all dimensions and time, and through all levels of consciousness, through all the organs, cells, and molecules in my physical body, and through all the dimensions in my energy field. I now ask for my energy field to be split, so that it can go in between the places where it may be being held, just allowing it to penetrate and open up. That's it there. Beautiful. Beautiful. Just allowing it to be released, allowing it to be vibrated so it releases anything there that I am holding from myself, anywhere that I am hiding it from myself, from allowing myself to let go of this block that I have held and any of the tentacles that I'm hanging on to unconsciously. I'm allowing it to be released on all levels of lifetimes and bodies. I'm allowing myself to clear this energy out of the back of my heart chakra where I am not willing to allow myself to have divine love. Just allowing it to be released on all levels of lifetimes and bodies, allowing it to be released out of around your hips. There's a lot of cording down your backs, guys. Just allowing the cording to start being pulled off. It's like a vine that's been wrapped around. Going in through your down in the second chakra, down, that's it there, and that's just allowing all this cording coming off your shoulders where you've been holding yourself back, limiting you from being able to express who you are and express your prosperity. Remember, the prosperity comes from within and goes out. The prosperity is within you, and you transpose it outwardly. That's it there. And this is the blocks that you've been holding from yourself. You've been keeping yourself away from the light within. And as you're, oh, there you go. And as you're allowing, that's it. As you're allowing yourself to release that on all levels of life and the bodies, allowing it to be dissolved, allowing yourself to delete any BS stories that you've been having, allowing yourself to let go of any resistance of hanging on to it. And I release my hold onto it. As you notice yourself ablaze and the many tentacles burning and dissolving into the light, now allow the light to flood your body, cleansing and purifying your field, replacing the space with what you truly desire, just allowing that energy to flow, fall to the ground. Beautiful. Excellent, guys. That's it. Oh, nice. That's it. Just shake like a dog and let it, dog that's been in water, just shake it off. Just allow all that dirt and particles, let's fall away, and just allow yourself to be flooded with this light of the higher energy, the higher frequency. And we're going to replace that space with a true a frequency and a set point that you desire. So what's your new set point? Write down a number that you want. And now I'm going to get you to fill in this positive statement here. Ask a positive statement to the universe. Universe, what would it take for me to achieve this new set point? Universe, what would it take for me to receive XYZ, whatever your number is, per week, per month, per year, whatever it is. Universe, what would it take for me to receive effortlessly? Just go ahead and do that now. Allow the connections to be made on the conscious level, the unconscious level. That's it. There you go. There. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep going. Keep going. Keep going. That's it. It's trying to fall in. Some of you are just holding it back. Just let it go. Let go. Just let it fall in. Just let it fall in. It's coming. It's coming. That's it. There. It's starting to lock in. Locking in on all levels of lifetimes of bodies. Please. Thank you. Just allowing that to lock in there. Yeah. Let go. You've got it. Trust yourself. Trust. You can't hang on to it with the mind. Allow yourself to let go. Allow yourself to let go and allow the energy to do the work. You can't do it with the mind. The mind is what caused it. Allow yourself to let go. That's right. Beautiful. There you go. And as you allow those connections to be made, you'll get it on that deeper level. Beautiful. Just allowing it to be made on the conscious level, the unconscious level, consciousness level, and on all lifetimes and all bodies. Good. Now let's go into another one regarding life in general. Okay. Did you ever decide that you weren't able to create more than enough money to be comfortable? You got that old belief, that old chestnut. Okay, what age did you decide that? That you couldn't create more than enough? Yeah. Did you take it on from your mum, your dad, someone else, or yourself? Good. What age did you decide this? Oh, I asked you that. Sorry, I asked you that. Just went for a little time warp. I'm back again. Okay, so let's just allow yourself to begin connect with the light. Allow it to ignite in your body. Yeah. If you're scanning your body, and I'm scanning your bodies, I can see it starting to go up. There's a lot of you getting it in just under the right breast, so to speak, in the lungs in there. I'm getting it in and around the emotional chakra, sort of around on top of the liver, around and through right and around the solar plexus area there. Yeah, there's some there. There's a couple on the shoulder. Okay. Yeah, yes, and you there. Yeah, you're there. Yeah, I've got that one there too. Good. Just allowing that to open up. There's one coming around on my left butt cheek and up on my back of my shoulder. Good. Yes, you've got it there. And allowing those connections to be made on all levels. Allow them to be lit up. Allowing the amplification by you recognizing it and seeing it, and just allowing it to go in deeper. As you're allowing it to go in deeper, that's it. Allowing it to penetrate right to the core of the seed. Allowing it going all the way into the seed and allow it to ignite, and just allowing it to just burn from the inside out. And as you're allowing it to just ignite, just allow it to be amplified on more levels. That's it. Just allowing it to be lit up, and that's better. Good, beautiful. We're clearing, dissolving, and transcending it across all time and all dimensions, on all levels of lifetimes of bodies, clearing it on the conscious level, the unconscious level, the consciousness level. I now clear and dissolve and transcend this belief where I created it as its core, limiting my prosperity and my joy in life, just allowing it to be released on all levels, allowing it to penetrate deeper. Some of you are allowing it to turn off, turn the light back up, please, amplify it back up. Yeah, right in there where the resistance is. Yeah, where you don't want to go. Yeah, right there where you don't want to go. Just allow. That's it there, you've got it. Good, you may feel the pressure, you may not like it, but just allow yourself to relax and just allow it to be burnt out. That's it there, just allowing it to be released. This is what's holding you back. This is what's holding you back. Let go, let go, let go, let go, let go. We're just going to adjust it. Let it go, let it go, let it go. I got it. Just trust us. Just let it go. Thank you. Allowing it to be released. There we go. Thank you. Just let that come out. It's just like a core. Just like a boil core. Just let it come out. There you go. There's all the tentacles off it. Just allowing the tentacles to be lit up on all levels of lifetimes of body, and allowing everything to be collapsed in underneath it. Beautiful. Now I clear and dissolve and transcend it on all levels or dimensions or times. On conscious level, through all the organs, cells, and molecules in the body, and the physical body, and all the dimensions of the energy fields. We just allow the energy fields again to split, and just allowing it to go in and shake it free. I release my hold onto it. You release your hold onto it. How you been? Yeah, that. Oh, let go of that. Yeah, it's just like dropping a glass. You had a glass, ever had a glass of wine or beer or something, you just drop it, it falls to the floor. That's how you let it go. Just the same old way. Notice you're ablaze and the many tentacles are burning, dissolving into the light. Now allow the light to flood through into your body, cleansing and purifying your field, and replace with that which you truly desire. Ask the positive statement to the universe. Universe, what would it take for me to do what I love and love what I do? And just allowing that to be released on all levels. Beautiful. Universe, what would it take for me to continually have more than enough to live comfortably? Beautiful. Okay, let's just go on to the next one. It's regarding your career. Did you ever lose hope and think there wasn't anything better for you? Are you stuck in a job because you think there's no meaning? Okay, if you don't think that you're not doing what you want to be doing, one should ask, when did you decide that you couldn't do what you loved? At what age? Write it down. Did you pick it up from your mum, your dad, yourself, or someone else? Good. Notice where it's in the body. Okay, light it up. Allow it to amplify. Yes, there's some more chords coming out. Beautiful. Just allow yourself to go ahead and light that up. Just allowing yourself to amplify, turn the energy up tenfold, please. Thank you. There's a lot of emotional energy here. So what we're doing is have to change the frequency of the fire that's going on so that we're getting it out of the core underneath so that it can then move out through the emotional field. I now clear and dissolve and transcend it all through all dimensions and times and through all levels of consciousness. The conscious level, the unconscious level, the soul level, allowing it to go down through any genetic patterning that you may have there, any genetic coding where you think that you have never been able to do what you want because everyone just did their job because that's what they were told to do. And here you are wanting to break free and be different, just allowing yourself to let any genetic patterning go, allowing yourself to releasing it on any levels, any lifetimes that are holding you back where you feel trapped, that you have to be a certain way, and just there you go. Yeah, allowing yourself to let go of having to be trapped, letting the energy of being trapped go. There you go, and just allowing it to open up, allowing yourself to open up to the vastness of the consciousness of the abundant universe where there is everything. Beautiful. And as you allow yourself to do that, I now clear and dissolve and transcend this on all dimensions, all times, and all levels of consciousness through all the organs, cells, and molecules in my body, in my physical body. I release my hold onto that old belief. Notice that you're ablaze and the tentacles are burning and dissolving into the light. Now allow the light to flood your body and cleansing and purifying your field, and replace it with that which you truly desire. Ask the universe a positive statement. What would it take for me to be able to do what I love and love what I do? Just allowing those connections. Okay, just going to do one on your mum. No, it isn't. Sorry, I'm going to do this other one first. What age did you decide making money was hard and you had to work hard for it? Just write down what age was it that you believe that you had to work hard for your making money. Blah, blah. What age were you that you had to believe that making money was hard? It was hard to come by and you had to work hard for it. When did you decide this? Did you pick it up from your mum, your dad, or someone else? Notice where you're holding it in your body. Bring it into line. Just go ahead and light it up. Light it up on all levels, all lifetimes of bodies, please, and the dimensions. Amplify your energy field, please. This is going to penetrate hard. They're coming in a bit hard with this one. This one seems to be holding a bit deeper. It's holding deeper in your heads, where you're hanging on to it. You're hanging on to that old breath. There's a lot of energy around the eyes, up around in the forehead and things like that. I'm just allowing, where you're hanging on to that old crap, those old BS stories you've been telling yourself. Just allow yourself to go ahead and light that up on all levels, all lifetimes of bodies. Wow, there's a lot of energy in your heads, guys, where you've not been allowing yourselves to see what is actually possible. So you've been blocking your vision of being able to create what you want. Just allowing this energy to begin lifting and releasing on all levels of lifetime of bodies, allowing to get into the core and allowing the cording to be released. Allow yourself to change from the red wire to the blue wire, allowing things to flow to you easily and effortlessly. Allow yourself to even plug in the green wire, which will take you to be able to create and have gifts just fall in your lap. As you allow this to happen, just allow the conscious, there you go. Oh, now you're starting to believe, just allow yourself there you go. Good, oh, you like that, good, that's the way. Oh, I like that, that's the way, just allowing that to open up, and as you allow yourself to clear it on all levels, all lifetimes of dimensions, and the little bodies, clearing it on the conscious level, the unconscious level, the consciousness level, I now clear, dissolve, and transcend this belief where I created it, and it's the core limiting beliefs that I've been holding myself back and holding myself from my prosperity and my joy in life. I now clear and dissolve and transcend it through all dimensions of time, through all levels of consciousness, through all the organs and cells and molecules in my body. I release my hold onto it. That's it. Oh man, you can feel it pouring out. As you let all that go, good. Notice it ablaze and clearing and dissolving, good. I want you to just go ahead and ask for the positive statement. What would it take for the money flow now in increasing quantities in my multiple sources to come to me continuous basis? Good, beautiful. Okay, I get that that's done a fair bit of energy. There's a bit too much energy going on there, so I'm just going to allow that to do where we are, because there's a heck of a lot of energy going on there. We're starting to run out of time. So one of the things I want you to do is, hey, one of the things that we've done here is we've cleared a couple of aspects of one block. And guys, there's 18 blocks that keep people from their prosperity. So I want you to ask yourself, in about a month from now, are you living the same life as you are now, or have you taken a massive step forward into a more abundant future? Now, if your answer came back that you're not taking a giant step forward and creating the life that you want, I want you to ask this question. Will Doug's Prosperity and You program help you shift faster than I can on my own? Now, if the answer came back yes, obviously you know what to do. It's just a matter of going and clicking on the link and allowing yourself to go and have a look through it and sign up for the 18 blocks. It's only $347 or 3 payments of 137. It's not that much. And the other thing that you need to do, and this is opening up your prosperity, if you heard a no, then I've got the question for you here. Do you have a block that is sabotaging you? And if it is, telling you not to go ahead, not to go for it, ask, can I let go of this now? And does some part of me just want to really keep me in lack? Is there a part of you that's holding you back from really going after what you want, or keeping you in a space of lack? Now, one of the things that you need to look at here is these sabotaging patterns can trip you up. Because sometimes what happens is we want to feel safe, so we don't want to have abundance because we think that we're going to feel completely unsafe or having what we want. And this part is sabotaging us, saying no, so we can't go for it. And you hear things, the voice in your head telling you, don't go for it, don't go and buy that thing that might actually help you, don't listen to that person that might actually be able to help you get what you want, don't apply for those 20 jobs, you might actually get one of them and actually love what you do, don't go and trade those stocks because you might actually have a big win and get what you want. And that's an old sabotaging pattern. Now I want to ask you this. Do you have a part of you that is sabotaging you? Does it talk you out of going for it? If so, what is the belief? I want you to ask, what's that belief there now for you that's asking, that's holding you back, that's sabotaging you? I heard I'm not good enough. Some of you may have, I'm not worthy, or you may have heard something slightly different. The biggest one I heard from you guys is I'm not good enough. At what age did you take that belief on, to duplicate that belief? What age did you take that belief on that you're not good enough, or the one that you heard that's sabotaging you right now? Did you pick it up from your mum, your dad, or someone else? Notice it, feel it in your body. Let's go ahead and light it up. Bring it into the light and light it up. Allow yourself, yeah, there you go, good, that's it there. Yeah, look, notice the tentacles that go all the way through your being, how this one's been holding you, this root's been holding you back from achieving what you really want to do. So we're clearing and dissolving, transcending it across all times of dimensions, the bodies, clearing on the conscious level, the unconscious level, the consciousness level, and allowing it to be dissolved and transcend this belief where you created it as its core, limiting my prosperity and joy in life. I now clear, dissolve, and transcend it through all dimensions and time, through all levels of consciousness, through all organs and molecules and cells in the body, in my physical body. I release my hold onto it now. Notice yourself ablaze and allow the tentacles to burning and dissolving and letting it go. Now allow the light to flood into your body, cleansing and purifying your field, and replace the space with that what is truly desire. Ask for a positive statement to the universe. What would it take to actually get what I want in my life? Universe, what would it take for me to get the best tools to help me and actually go for it so I can have everything? Universe, what would it take for me to recognize prosperity as my birthright? Do you kind of get what I see, and how the energy just sort of works? I can just sort of see how it's working. I'll be working with a client and they have a belief that they can't go for it. And yet in the energy field, you can see it, that if they just went for it, it'd change their life. And what generally happens when I'm working with them is they actually realize what they've been saying to themselves. And they've been saying, I can't go for it because I have a belief of lack, and it's blocking me and trying to keep me safe. And what happens is they dissolve the block, and all of a sudden they go for it and they're away. The same can happen for you here. Okay, so one of the things, we've moved a lot of energy here for you guys, and there's going to be a lot of stuff that's starting to move and open up for you. So just remember, what we did tonight was just starting the building of a new foundation for your prosperity for the new year, for the year. Now here's the truth. We've worked on a few things. There's 18 blocks that we work on that I've found that I've worked on. And if you're 30, 40, 50 years old, and think how much imprinting that you've put on top of these prosperity blocks. So the cool thing is I can see that people can shift, and they shift right away. You've had a shift already. Your energy has shifted, your frequency has risen. So the thing for you to do is this is just a small taste. These tools are powerful, and no one can convince me, and no one that has used these tools will ever say that they don't work, because they've had the shifts, they've got the results, and that's all that it's about. So what's it going to cost you if you don't take action and clear your blocks? What's it going to cost you? So one of the things that I'm going to do here is there's the link there. Go ahead and pop it down and click on it, and allow yourself to have a look through the sales page and get them, because these will make a difference. And something drew you here to this class tonight. Something inside of you knew, because it knows that this can help you. Quite often we go to places, and I don't know how you guys do it. You go somewhere and you just go, damn, I know I'm over here, and you don't know what you're there for, and then all of a sudden it pops out in front of you. You go, damn, I need to do that. There's 100% money back guarantee, and there's 3 other bonuses that are involved in this. So just go ahead and allow yourself to do it. And you have nothing to lose except for your blocks. So here's what a couple of people have said, they've done in the program. One guy there was, at the beginning of the program, I set my goals to achieve additional 20Ks, and what surprised me was where the 20K came from. It was somewhere totally unexpected, and like you said, unexpected surprises. So again, the choice is yours. It's only $347 or 3 payments of $137 a month for 3 months, which is, anybody can afford that. And you will be amazed at the results and how fast it works for you. Now, for some of you, I know at times some people may want to talk to me personally and find out exactly where they're at, or, I'm not sure what to do. So what I'm going to get you to do, what I'm going to give you is go onto a website here at douglaspeacock.com/connect/ and I'll set up a call with you. So if you want to have a talk to me and see where you're at and how this would work best for you, or what you could do, you know, you want to do a private one with me, then that's fine. But the big thing about it is, hey, take some action. Yes, you've had a shift tonight. Yes, we've moved some energy, but know that there's 18 of them there. If you just got one of them, and you got one block, it'll hold you back. So again, know that the opportunity's there. Feel free to reach out and connect with me if you're not sure, you're wondering what you want to do, or you want to do some work, get me to work with you one-on-one. But these 18 that we've done, I've energized the room, I've energized the package, the energy, so that when you go on to them and you play on them, I've made them so that you can download them onto your phones and onto your Walkmans or whatever it is, your iPods, iPads and all that. You can listen to it anywhere. You know, so one of the things that I'd do is I used to listen to them when I'd go for a run, and I would just feel the energy releasing as I'm running, and my speed would pick up. It was actually quite a lot of fun to do. So again, this has been a lot. Allow yourselves to drink water tonight, because there's been quite a bit of energy going through, and allow yourselves to enjoy and touch base with us if you want. You know, it's one of the things that we want you to do there is to really get the benefit. So again, the prosperityinu.com is where you can have a look and see where the programs are, or you can go on to contact me at douglaspeacock.com/connect/. Okay, guys, that's it from me. I hope you got a lot of value out of this. I know there's a lot of energy moved. You feel a heck of a lot lighter. It feels great. And I look forward to, hey, you can join our Facebook group, Awakening Entrepreneurs, if you want, and you will get to see where little tips that I'm putting in there all the time. Okay, again, my name's Douglas Peacock. Take care and have a great night.